Okay, so I'm not a German teacher. Let me put that out there first. Don't come for me. If you come for me, I'll drag you back. But anyways, I know I'm dragging you indirectly.
Yeah,
I
you're shaking
know.
my
It's on
table. You're shaking my
purpose, guys.
table. Yeah. Hey guys, welcome back again. It's always amazing to have you guys with us. It's another day, another amazing guest. It's your host again, as always, Lorenzo. Unfortunately, we're missing someone here. My co-host is not here, of course, today, but I think our guest is going to make this conversation so much interesting that we would partially miss Livingstone, but not so much. But anyways, guys, we have Success here. Success is joining us from Hamburg. We're glad to have you here today. And just before we start, Success, can you please tell our audience about you, what you do? Well, then I will tell them what we're talking about today.
All right. Hi guys. Hi lovers. My name is Success Alari. You can find me on social at Diary of a Nigerian German. I am a Nigerian Babette German by registration, as I love to call myself. I am a freight and logistics specialist. Amongst other things, I own an African clothing brand in Germany called Rogire. I am the curator of the YouTube brand Diary of a Nigerian German, and also the host of a podcast show called The Lab, Living Across Borders. So yeah, that's basically me.
That's amazing, living across borders. I think you want to hear a little bit about that though. So what's the lab about? So I know it's about living across border. Well, what are the specific, and what do you usually talk about, on a regular basis?
I think the idea behind the lab was you hear, I think everybody view Africans in Germany as immigrants, like, oh, we're here for help or something.
Yeah, like refugees.
So I think it's important for Africans to actually tell their story, and not just their story, like actually Africans that are successful in Germany, that are in the entrepreneur, business owners, CEOs, like people that have actually come a long way in Germany to tell their own story from their own perspective, and also to let us know how they found themselves thousands of miles and kilometers away from home. So that's basically the lab.
Awesome. So what was the last story that you that was discussed basically during the lab session, from someone, from an African who was successful, at a business, or high in a top position, in a career path.
So the last person, or the last episode that is currently online, we had it with Toby. Toby lives in Hamburg. He was a bank manager in Nigeria that relocated to Germany for studies, and he basically shared his challenges, how he had to go into food delivery for Survivor at first, and also him being at the top of his career now, just the journey through his success story.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So guys, today we're here because we wanted to explore the angle of like being very proficient in your German as an expat in Germany, basically. And the reason why we thought, Success was a very good guest to come discuss this with us is our German is absolutely perfect. I'm wishing my German can be that at that level at some point. And she wanted to basically, guide us through how she got to that level and how we can basically get there as well, because I think it's super interesting as an expert to improve on your German, because it's easier for integration, I would say.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us, what's your German level?
I don't know if I actually know my German level. I would dare to say a B2 C1, right? So that's what I would say. But I can hold a conversation in German. I work with a German company. I think I am fluent in German, and so that's the level.
Yeah, I mean, I would say C1 is pretty impressive, though. I mean, It is generally.
So let me be honest, right? In as much as I grew up here, I went to secondary school, did the Ausbildung, recently finished my first bachelor degree.
Oh, that's nice. What did you study?
I did business and economics.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, my graduation is on the 18th, but yeah.
Of July?
Yeah, of this month.
Oh,
I think in 2 weeks' time.
Are we going to invite our guests to the party?
You guys should come. There is an after party.
Guys, if you're available on the 18th, put a reminder you're going to a party in Hamburg. Yeah. Hope you don't mind so many people, so many people coming.
We love life of the party. The more, the merrier.
The more, the merrier. All right, cool. Thanks for the invitation.
So I think my German level is, when it comes to like grammatic, I still struggle a bit because German it's quite difficult. It's a lot. I'm also looking into improving that in the future because you have different articles. It's not as easy as the English language. You hear dative, nominative, accusative. Like there's a lot of knowledge that you have to have before you can say, oh, I'm a perfect German speaker. But in terms of understanding, holding a conversation, writing letters, I would say I can do that effortlessly. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, if you can have a conversation, you can reply to letters.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's like good, like really, really good German, perfect German, to be honest.
For your day-to-day life, that would be perfect German.
Yeah.
So if I say, oh, I got a bachelor degree, it means I am also striving to like get better in my career, get a higher position. And then there's also a certain level of German requirements you will need, especially when you're working with like German company. So that's when which level am I? Am I in C1? Am I in C2? Is there still room for improvement? How do I navigate it? So I think that's when the whole.
Yeah. So what happened that trigger your motivation to like improve your German to like a very good standard, basically?
As of now, or as of like
no, I mean
generally.
Yeah, I mean like generally.
Okay, so let me take it back. So I relocated to Germany in 2014. I'm giving away my age on the internet. So I relocated to Germany in 2014. I was 13, and the first thing you get to do as a new immigrant kid or as a new child that doesn't speak German in Germany is you are enrolled in an international class where you learn basic German. You learn, basic German to hold a conversation, and then you are now enrolled in a proper school. So I would say my German started from there, and then obviously I'm also a very career-driven person. So I see myself I own a business already, but like as a CEO, a manager, or in a higher position, and I don't want to be in a situation where it's like, because of something I could have learned, I'm denied an opportunity, which is German. Okay. So it's something you can learn if you're willing to learn it. Yeah. So I would say that's the drive behind it. So if I'm not given a certain position, it shouldn't be, because I don't speak German. Or because my German is not perfect enough. It should be, because other candidates had better portfolio than me, or in terms of academics or something else, or experience, but not because of something. Because German is actually something I can learn. So I should learn it.
Yeah, amazing. So would you say like, learning German as, improve your career path? Or would you say it hasn't? I mean, I know you say you're working in German company now, but there can be like instances where you're working like in an English, speaking company, basically. So would you say learning German is as an added advantage for you career-wise, or it hasn't had that much of an influence?
It does have an advantage, especially when you work in my sector. So I'm in the logistics sector. I currently work for an air freight company.
True. Yeah, you need to talk to people, basically.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're working in the air freight sector, it's mostly exports, like shipments going outside of Germany, which means you're also very into English communication and speaking to people outside of Germany. So you would not necessarily say without German, you can't do my job. But when you're holding a conversation with your colleague when you're holding a conversation with the airline that their office is in Germany,
This is Germany.
when you're holding a conversation with your trucker, with just basic people that are around you, it does have an advantage. And it's also more welcoming. I think we should think about it from a perspective of, I'm a Nigerian woman that speaks Edo. If I meet someone that speaks my native language, there is an automatic
connection.
Yeah, there is something there. It just levels the ground for conversation. So it's not, I'm struggling to communicate. You're struggling to understand. So I think it does have an advantage. Even if you work in an English company that you don't necessarily need German, it still has an advantage.
I think I totally understand what you said basically. So at least in the broader perspective, learning German is perfect for you integrating properly into Germany, basically, and then it helps level the playing field. It makes it easier for you to like connect with like people around here as well. I know. So because we've had multiple episodes where our guests had a few things to say about like the German language keys, right? And there was like tons of backlash basically. But I think people always like misunderstand where they were coming from. They didn't say you shouldn't learn German. What they were referring to was at the initial point of entry, it takes time to learn German, and at least there should be much more openness to at least people with English initially to learn German gradually as well, right? So from your perspective, would you say before coming here you should already start speaking German, or would you say it's okay to come here and then learn German over time, of course, before you can like integrate properly? So what would be your reference, or what would be your recommendation, generally speaking, just from your perspective?
I think it's important to actually know why you're coming here. So if you're coming here for career, definitely learn German. If you're coming here for, I don't know, travel, visits, you're just coming to be in Germany, you probably maybe have a job from outside of Germany. So I have people that actually relocated on a job visa. So they were already working for this company, maybe in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Kenya, whatever country. So necessarily German is not, would not be a problem in your job, if you put it that way. But then if you're coming to Germany and your goal is actually to be successful, to strive to have something for yourself, German is very important. It is needed. It's actually a necessity. I mean, a lot of people try to like water it down. You can learn German. You can definitely learn German over time. I think also your motivation to learn the German is very important. If you're learning German to get a particular job, you'll probably learn it faster than someone that just wants to learn German for holding conversation's sake, right? I think also if you're leaving or planning to live here permanently, maybe have a family and stuff, it's important you also learn German. You don't want to go to parents' meeting and you're saying something about your child and you can't even hold a conversation. And then it's now a situation of, my child's teacher is racist, my child's teacher is a bully or something, but you can't hold a conversation with them. And you don't expect them to speak English. I know English is an international language and stuff, but it's not their job to speak the language that every parent will understand. When you're in Germany, try as much as possible to speak German. So I would say if you're relocating to Germany, depending on your situation, if it's needed, you should learn German beforehand. If it's something that you can give yourself time and space. So I think it's situational based. I can't say, you should, you must. But over time, at least if you've been in Germany for 5 years, you should be able to hold a conversation in German.
Thanks for
I know I'm dragging you indirectly.
You're shaking my table. You're shaking my table. But again, I think like when Chris, our producer, told me about like this episode, I was very, very interested in it as well. Because I think not just me, I've also had people who struggle with this as well. Because when we got here, basically we're focused on on our masters, working as well at the same time, and living in Berlin. Most people you have around you speak English. You work in international company every step of the way, basically. And we never got into that space where I wouldn't say it's not as if you don't have time. You have time, but just that like other stuff, came into place, and then you felt, German is taking back step, and like it's way behind like other stuff you need to do as well, because you felt you didn't really need it at that point in time. But the thing is again, one of the reasons we do this show is for people, to help people who are expats and people or be, or here or internationals to kind of like thrive being in the society as well, or thrive being outside of the country as well. So you don't have to be in Germany or in Berlin. You can be, you can be like from another country. You can be from Morocco and you're in Australia. So it's more of like trying to like integrate into a new society, generally speaking. Yeah. But the thing is, with the language is we've been, or me personally, been here, and then the language took a back step from everything else. And then, and then now I know it's super important to basically be fluent. I mean, not
I think
not on a native level.
Yeah, I think you already knew it was important. You didn't just prioritize it.
But exactly right. So I'm not saying it's not important. I'm just saying it wasn't like,
priority.
A priority at that point in time, because there was like a lot of other things you need to do as well, and also life come at you really fast. But again, I think one thing I know genuinely is we really want to improve on our German. I want to improve on my German as well. I want to be as fluent as possible. Not just for myself alone. Like this, like the point you just made. If you're in a parents-teacher conference, I wouldn't expect them to talk in English, because like everyone else there is German. The official language here is German, so they will talk in German, and it makes no sense if I'm like, my wife, there is a parents-teacher conference coming up. I don't think I'm gonna go because I wouldn't understand anything, right? It doesn't make sense. I think it's also very key. You also know, you can also hold a conversation with your kids, teachers, and and people cater for them, like during the day as well when you're not there. So I totally agree with you. So that's why I'm going to ask you this question. Please tell us how we can improve on our German. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not a German teacher. Let me put that out there first. Don't come from me. If you come from me, I'll drag you back. But anyways, I think there has to be a bit of willingness to learn the language. I think especially within the African community, we'll come to Europe with the mindset of making money. We'll come to Europe with the mindset of, let's just make the money the fastest way as possible. We don't think on the long run. If you actually want to thrive in Germany, you need German. If you think about future, I don't know, not everybody wants kids. If you think about even you not living in Germany, let's say you relocate from Germany to the US, you being able to speak German, it's already a plus for you. So you already have also an extra language that you can hold conversation in. There are some job description that they will tell you, we need you to be able to speak German and English and Spanish and stuff like that. So it's not just for Germany. So I think there has to be a willingness for you to want to learn German. It has to, I think I wanted to ask, at what point or what changed, because you said you've been here for a few years and you didn't prioritize learning German. So at what point did you realize, okay, I want to actually learn this German? Because it's still not necessary for your job from what we've, the convo we've had.
I Again, I've always wanted to learn German, but it's just fucking difficult.
Okay.
Yeah, right. So I think so. Again, I don't know. I wouldn't say, again, I think I have as much difficulty with other people as well. Right. I think it's just a matter of practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over time is what I've noticed as well. It's just a matter of practice. So the problem is, are you practicing? I'm definitely not practicing. So that's the major problem. I'm not speaking German with friends. I'm not speaking German with colleagues. I'm not speaking German usually if you go grocery shopping, there's not a lot of conversation in there.
No,
it's just, you just get your stuff.
50,
yeah. With Karte Bitte, you don't even need to know the amount, and then you just place your card there, swipe your card, and you're gone basically, right?
Yeah.
So on a day-to-day basis, it's not a lot of German interaction going on. And, except on those few occasions where you need to make an official call, and then,
the struggle begins.
Then you guys are battling basically, right?
Yeah.
So I think those are just like the few cases where I try to put like words together literally. But I think the problem for me is just like, on a day-to-day basis, how
to learn.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so. A girlfriend of mine that relocated from Nigeria recently came to visit me, and she had a children's book written in German. So she's learning German, and she bought, I think this is like a kids' story night book, like you read to your kids when they're about to go to bed. And she said, and I was like, why are you reading kids' novel? Why can't you just get a proper German book? And she's like, I've not gotten to that stage first. I think also learning to know where you are currently in terms of German. Watching movies in German helps as well. Maybe with the English subtitle. Taking German classes, whether it's online. I personally would not take a online class if I had the opportunity to take a physical class, because it's more like it sticks to my brain better. That's my own learning skill. Other people will tell you, I will just sit at the comfort of my house and take an online class. So it depends on the person itself that's affected at this point.
Yeah.
So definitely take a German class, watch German movie, make German friends. What's it called? Try and hold conversations in German. I have like 2 friends of mine that will tell me, Success, anytime we're hanging out, don't speak English to me, don't speak Pidgin to me. You either talk to me in German or I'm not going to reply. So I'm forced to also speak German with them. And they also try to reply me, even though sometimes I'm just like, please, I don't have energy for this right now. But yeah, that also helps. What else? Read stories and novels. If you like reading, if you like audiobooks, listen to German audiobooks. Stuff like that actually helps. Yeah.
So I just want to get back to one point you said, right? So when you said like, like your friends would like to say, speak German to me, so let's not talk in English or pidgin English. So again, from some of our videos, we've seen like people who are like very a bit of the tense, are very tense, learn German or freaking leave or effing leave, basically. So what would you like what would you say in terms of, shaming people for not knowing German instead of like helping them learn German, right? So what would be like your point of view in regards to that? So would you say it helps to like shame people for not learning German? Or it should, be the other way around?
I am not in support of any shame culture. We don't do shaming over here, right? You can definitely offer help for someone if you can help them. And also, I'm not responsible to teach you German. So you also have to be willing. I've been saying willingness, because if you're willing to do something, it comes easier than if I have to tell you, why don't you speak German? Or why can't you hold a conversation in German? But then at the same time, I feel like there is a positive side to being shamed for not being able to do something. Like, I don't know, for my own personality, if I get you don't know how to do your makeup properly, it looks so... not so good.
It looks not so good. Yeah.
I'm going to put effort to improve that. That next time you will even be the one to compliment, like, oh wow, your makeup look good today. So I think there are people like that. But there are also people like that just crawls back into their shell when they hear stuff like that. So don't shame anybody. If you can help someone with learning German, please do. But generally, everybody should learn German. And then I don't support if you don't know how to speak German, F out. If you leave Germany, even to the Germans, you also are an Ausländer, if that's the word we want to call it. You're also not a citizen. When you cross the border of Germany, you don't need German necessarily. So I think we should also be aware as Germans or people that speak German that, okay, there is also a word outside of Germany. So there should be a bit of grace given to the people that don't know how to speak German as of now. But yeah, to you that don't know how to speak German, put some effort.
yeah, for sure. I think that's like a very nice way to put it, basically. And I totally agree with you as well. But I'm also like fascinated to like know, is there like any situation? Have you ever had any encounter where you're like, I'm glad I can speak German because this situation would have gone like a totally different direction. So have you like ever had any of such like situation? I mean, maybe apart from like dealing with government officials.
Personally, maybe not directly, but I've had situations where it's just like people are more welcoming to you if you speak German.
Okay.
You can tell from maybe before you approach someone, they're really like, so I know how to read body language a lot. Like I read meaning to every movement someone makes. So when I'm already approaching you and you already have a face of, oh God, I hope this person is not coming with, kannst du English sprechen? And not, you get. And then I actually speak German to you. Hello, wie geht's? Ich brauche das und dies. You would see the relief on the person's face. I don't have to go through speaking English that I don't. Because the way you feel about your German, that's how they feel about their English. Like, English. It's not good enough. I don't want to use it to hold a conversation.
True.
I think it also relieves for them that, okay, I can hold a conversation in German with this person. So I've had the situation where people are more welcoming, people are more open to have a conversation with you if you speak their language.
Yeah, interesting. So while on that, you're like going to take a step back, because I just wanted to say something, from a reference you said. So guys, if anyone is shaming you for not speaking proper German, that should be a motivation to learn German and not a motivation for you to go back in your shell and feel bad basically. So just like Sosa said, it should be a motivation to learn German. So at least, thanks for pointing that out. And I'm thinking you've been shaming me the entire time before, I'm taking it as a motivation for me to improve on my German perfectly.
You should learn German. At least the next time I come to Berlin and I maybe visit the podcast, I should be able to hold a conversation with you in German.
No. I can speak German, but it's like...
So we should do the many episodes in German then?
No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. I'm still improving. I think my German is like a 4-year-old trying to like put words together to communicate basically. So I know words, like individual words. So the problem is like putting them into a structural sentence.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the problem. So I can be listening to someone talk, German sometimes, and from a few words they say, I can understand the context of what you're saying. All right. And then I can reply like, you understand German? No, I don't understand. I just understand like a few like iterations of what you're saying. And that's why I understand what you're saying, generally speaking. So I think it's also an English thing as well. So as an English speaker, you're more open when you meet people who cannot like speak English properly, because you just take some few words and then you can understand the entire contextual structure they're trying to make or they're trying to build at that point in time. But in German is a bit different. All right, so I would say some people, most people, most native basically, find it difficult to understand like the context if it's not like it doesn't have to be perfect, but structure in a way where they understand as well, right? Except I've noticed, to be honest, people who are non-Germans, like who emigrated here, we can talk trashy German and understand each other.
There is actually something called pidgin German.
Yeah, than people who are native, to be honest. So that has been my experience sometimes. I know I had like shitty conversation with some people where we're just like say words. I wouldn't even say sentences.
And they understood what you were saying.
Yeah, they understood, and I understood, what they're saying as well contextually. Yeah, right. So Sussex, tell me, right? Because I'm curious to know, what would you say? Would you say you're like fully integrated to German culture? So there's knowing how to speak German. Does it translate to you integrating into the German culture and the German environment? So, or is there correlation? I mean, I think it makes it easier.
Yeah.
But does it does it mean you're integrated, or you just know the language and that's it? It has nothing to do with integrating into like the cultural aspect and the, everyday way of life, basically.
Yeah. So personally, I'll speak now from a personal point of view. I would say, because I anytime I introduce myself as, hi guys, my name is Success, Nigerian by birth, German by registration, I get people that will say, stop saying you're German, stop, you're not German, you're a proper African. No problem, but I think I am German to a certain extent in terms of the way I behaved, my mannerism to situations. There are sometimes I react to something, I'll be like, oh, that was such a German reaction right now. What was that? And then I'm like, nah, let's switch things up. So I think learning German, being around Germans, having German friends, living in Germany does rub off on you a bit. So I don't know if it's just the language alone, or if it's also growing up in Germany, dealing with Germans, having German friends that you went to school together, and also having parents that basically are Nigerian German parents as well.
Yeah. So I mean, you came to Germany like really, really young. So what was your like first impression when you moved to Germany at that point in time? I mean, I wouldn't assume you learned German before coming, right?
No, I didn't. I actually didn't even know I would have to learn a new language. So I got a call a year prior to relocating, and my mom was like, "Oh, would you like to relocate to Germany with your brother and live with me in Germany and your dad?" And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? Prior to that, I didn't actually think, oh, Germany, you don't speak English. It's a different culture. I just knew, okay, I'm going abroad. It's clean, calm, cool, collected, right? So that was the idea as a kid. I remember landing at Hamburg airport and my mom, obviously emotional, kneeling on the floor and African parents being dramatic and stuff. Oh, thank you, Jesus. My children are here, blah, 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 blah. And then we entered the car, driving outside the airport. I'm just like, when you're watching American movies and then there's a car scene just driving past and you're just like, wait, am I in a movie or am I dreaming? So I didn't really have any experience or anything. Or I didn't have any expectation. I just knew, okay, I'm going to start living with my parents. That was it. Then I think the first experience I had with German language was when I started international language class. And then obviously you have the whole try to present in German and stuff like that. And it hits me when you have to present before your class and you have to do it in English. I want to say I take pride in carrying first in Nigeria. Like all my results, if I don't come first in class, I'm not coming back home. I'm crying to my grandma. So now coming to Germany where you write an exam and the exam is not looking good, but obviously because first of all, you don't understand what the teacher is saying. You don't understand what you're writing. You don't understand what you're reading. You don't even understand what you're doing here. You just feel, why am I in this space? I'm actually lost. And then you have, morgen haben wir eine Präsentation. You have to present before the class. I don't know, present about where you're coming from. Hello, ich komme aus Nigeria. Blah. Now I can say it. Now, if you say I should present it, perfect. Then you stand in front of the class and you're just like, du, wir. So it was just, it was chaotic. Let's put it that way. That was my first experience. Chaotic and lost.
I mean, I can imagine. But I'm curious actually. Do you think you come in at such a young age puts you learning German properly? Because I think one of the first things we establish is some of our Nigerian veterans or or people who are coming from some certain part of the world. Basically, when they arrive here, they just want to make resources, work and focus on that aspect and on every other thing. So do you think for you not having any other responsibility at that point in time helped you in improving your German, focus on your German and improving it at that point in time? Or you think that played no part? It was just you being interested in learning German or learning the language and integrating at that point?
Yeah, I think as a kid, it was definitely easier to learn German because you have German language as a course in class or in school. So you're not just going to school as per, or if you're going to do a master's degree, you are literally just learning what you applied for. They're not going to have like extra German class for you to study. So, but in school, like I went a bit. So I went to primary school a bit, and then secondary school, and then Ausbildung. So every course of the school time, there was German language involved. And I think that actually helped. And also having German friends that didn't necessarily speak English. So you want to hang out with them, you have to make plans in German. You want to communicate with them, you have to make plans in German. And one of the most, I would say, breaking point for me was... I was in school one day and a friend of mine, or I thought she was my friend, asked me to lend her 10 euros, which I gave her. Then I think 2 days later, I was asking her for the money and she was like, you gifted me. It wasn't lent. And I was just like, wait, hold up. No, that was not what I was trying to say. That was not the conversation. And that actually caused like serious arguments. And then from there, I'm just like, wait, I can't even differentiate between I lend you something and I gifted you something. So I'm just like, no, this is not working. So I think situations like that also helps. Like it also provoked I need to get better. I need to, you can't see. I'm a very, let me say, opinionated person in a good way. So if you say something to me, I want to reply you, right? And if I can't reply you in the language you will best understand, it's a problem for me. So I'll go back home and my head will just be spinning about all the things I could have said to you and could not have said to you and how I could have made the sentence look more polished and put together. So I think situations like that actually provokes you to want to learn German. Because if you offend me, you should be able to hear and understand what I have to say. So I have to learn your language. So
So on that, right? But do you feel that made people not want to speak German more often? Because then the thing is, if you feel you cannot respond or say what you want to say appropriately in the person's language, you would just say fuck it, right? I'll just tell you in a way I can basically break it down to how I want to explain or I want to communicate at that point in time. So what would you say, that also, as much as it's a motivation, would you say it's also a demotivation because they cannot express themselves as fully as they want to?
I think learning German within two different generations is also different. If you're talking about the older generation, it might be a point where it's just, you know what, I'll just keep my opinion to myself. I don't necessarily have to have conversations with anybody that don't understand my English or my local language, and that's it. As a child growing up in Germany, you have results, right? You have German as a grade. You have German as a course that you have to pass. So there was no F shit, I'm not doing this. You had to do it. It was more of is either you do it or you do it. So there is no other way about it. I think as a kid, there was no effort. Let's just put it that way. But as an adult or as someone that already has a career and you don't necessarily need English in your career, you can actually say effort, or situations like that make you want to say, okay, you know what? I'm not doing this. But as of me, I didn't have the option of choosing whether I would do it or not. Actually, when I got to class 10, I needed to pass German to move to class 11 and then 12 and then obviously 13, then you get your high school leaving certificate to now go. Because if you don't pass German, there is a minimum grade you should have in mathematics, English, German, like the three major subjects. And then obviously you have Nebenfächer, like your subtopics or what you want to specialize in, biography, design, model design or something. And so those three major subjects, you had to pass them. So you had to learn German. It wasn't a by choice situation. It was a compulsory. And then they also had like So I don't know about the whole school in Germany. So in my school then, you had situations where you have German class, level 1 and level 2. So level 1 inside the same class. So level 1 are kind of like people that, you can just give them homework. You don't necessarily have to have class with them because they're already good in the German language. And then level 2 where school closes by 3. You are still in school till 4:30 p.m. because you're having extra German class. And when it came to German, I was always in level 2. So there was never a situation of I could choose not to.
Choose not to learn. Okay. Yeah. That's very fascinating. So again, right? You had like this opportunity to do all of those, but I know we've discussed like, you need to like have German friends, you need to be motivated or want to learn the language, and all of that as well. So, but do you have like, like minor iteration and advice you can give to people who would want to learn German, right? So, is it just like they need to like conversate with your friends in German? They need to read like kids' book. They need to watch movies in German. They need to, have German lessons. So would you say those are like the 4 ways, or there like other advice you can give as well in between, or any other secrets you can give that I don't know yet to improve my German in person basically?
I think we should start from the fact that it's okay if you don't speak German. I mean, we have been emphasizing on you must speak German, you should speak German, and stuff. It's okay if you don't speak German.
It's not okay to some of our viewers basically.
Everybody will be fine.
that I can tell you for sure.
Everybody will be fine.
Tell you for sure.
You were not born with a particular language. So they didn't give birth to you and be like, this is a Russian speaking baby. This is a German speaking baby. So I think just have the motivation to learn it. There are resources also that we need to take use of. There are resources from Agentur für Arbeit to learn German. There are free resources out there. There are courses out there that you can visit. Join football team if you are a sport enthusiast. Join a cooking club. Join anything that makes you come closer to the language as good as possible. But if it's not needed in your day-to-day life, it's okay for you not to speak German actually. Thank you for your words of encouragement. But it's not okay for you not to speak German, you personally now.
I mean, so thanks a lot. Honestly, I think I've enjoyed our conversation, and I hope our audience also enjoyed it as much as I did as well, to be honest. So I think you've given me like much more insight on how I can like improve my German. So, but just before we go, right? Just before we go, I just have like one last question, which someone brought up a few minutes ago. Yeah, tell us a little bit about the broken German. Actually, I'm curious. I'm curious to know something about the broken German. Maybe I can start from there. I can just speak broken German and then work my way up.
Yeah, so you have like English where you speak the proper, fluent, grammatic English and stuff, and then you have like Pidgin English. There is actually like, I don't think there is a situation where you'll be like, that your Pidgin English not correct.
Exactly.
There is never a situation like that. So it's just you, because before you start speaking a language, you're already like saying it in your head. So you want to tell me, Success, can you get me that bottle in German? You've probably already said it like 2-3 times in your head. And you're trying to analyze, is the placement correct? Is the article correct? And so the Pidgin German is just say it the way it comes to your head. It doesn't have to be perfectly right or correct. Just say it the way it comes to your head, and the people will necessarily understand what you're trying to say. So it's you not saying. So in Hamburg, where you have German articles where you have einer, einen, and depending on the sentence you want to make, you have to look for the right article and stuff. So in Hamburg, you hear people say, "Give me a flasher." So you don't necessarily say einer, you just put like NE in between. So you just use NE to fill in every single blanket. That is not, if I was going to talk to my boss, I'm not going to be like, give me, that's not a correct So I don't know how to explain it, but it just comes with
no, but I
with
mean,
time.
you can give us more examples of Pidgin German. Though. Give us
Pidgin
more.
German.
So I know you just give us, you just give us one example. Give me.
You're putting me on the spot
inflation.
because I don't know if I have an example on the top of my head.
Yeah, wait, guys, someone is too smart to give us some broken German. Come on, try. Yeah.
You're putting me on the spot.
But now you're thinking about it, though.
I'm thinking about it because
you just said you don't have to think about it.
Naturally. Because it's like, okay, I will have to have a conversation with you in German for it to come naturally.
Okay, but now you're putting me in a top spot.
No, okay,
now.
so let's start a conversation and then I will just literally not mind which article or anything. So,
Chris, can you please come have this conversation with us?
So I don't have like an example, but like the first thing that will come to my mind is you say in filling the blankets in situations where you normally say eine Sache or eine irgendwas, right? But you don't, because you don't know if it's eine with E, with a E arrow, with a EN, because these are literally what you learn in German, right? You just fuck shit and so NE. So you just go like that. But so that's it.
Yeah.
Let's do Hamburg Pidgin. So hamburgers, when you call hamburgers and if you're talking to someone from Hamburg, you hear moin instead of Guten Morgen. But so that's just moin moin. That's already greeting.
But you know what? So I have one problem with that actually.
What's the problem?
I can be getting, in a bus by 5 p.m. and someone is still telling me morning. My understanding is morning is supposed to be like in the morning, like in Berlin, you can be like, morning, right? Just in the morning. But in Hamburg, morning is like
it's a general greeting, yeah.
Is it a general greeting or it's just like good morning?
It actually means good morning.
Yeah, exactly.
But then there is no room for you not to say it in the afternoon or in the evening.
Yeah, well, it's
moin. Moin is moin.
It's a good sense of perspective because they're assuming I'm waking up at 5 p.m.
I don't think you actually think, because if you go down to the like middle certain parts of Germany, you hear things like servus. It's basically you saying moin. So when I say moin to someone, they already assume I'm from Hamburg, the northern parts of Germany. When you hear servus, you already assume, okay, these are like southern parts of German people. So they have, let me say, little differences. So you not go to Munich and hear someone say moin. When the person say moin, then you know the person is from Hamburg or the northern parts of Germany.
I also didn't hear moin until like I started going to like Hamburg like often. To be honest, I think even in the public transport, there's like always like moin written, like in the screen where you see where you're going to. There's always like moin is always like at the corner as well. Yeah. So I think that was like where I started seeing it as well and hearing it. But I think speaking of like broken German, right? Is it different in every part of Germany or you think this doesn't play like a part?
I actually don't know, because I would say I'm a typical Hamburgerin. I've only lived outside of Hamburg when I relocated to Bremen, which is also like the northern part of Germany.
It's also like in the same vicinity.
I don't know if it counts, so I can't say. But I would say in Hamburg there is proper hey Bruder Herz, was geht ab? Was ist los bei dir? So it's almost like a Gen Z kind of I don't have energy to speak proper German with you. So just understand what I'm trying to say to you.
Okay. But do you understand, like, when, people like, newly here, they can be expats or they can be like immigrants or, or whatever they start to lease at any point in time. Like, do you understand when like they're speaking like incorrect German?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It sounds, I don't want to drag my dad. When my dad is speaking German, it sounds like incorrect German, but you actually understand what he's trying to say. So yeah.
All right, so then I would say I'm in the same ballpark as your dad then.
All right.
Yeah, because meine Deutsch ist nicht so good. I think sometimes
but that's okay.
That's the problem.
But you
right?
have a little bit of an accent, but it's a cool accent though.
That's the problem when I say that, you're like, oh, that's good. So your German must be, a little bit better.
Okay, dann lass es jetzt auf Deutsch abschließen. Dann sprechen wir jetzt nur noch Deutsch, weil ich glaube schon, dass du Deutsch sprechen kannst.
Dankeschön.
Gut, dann schließen wir jetzt den ja.
Yeah, danke. Yeah, I know. I'm trying.
No, German. All right, let's not drag it.
Okay.
Like
Thanks.
I said, next time I'm coming, we are going to host a session in German.
Yeah, for sure. Please, I think I'll appreciate that as well.
We have witness at the backstage.
I think our audience also witnesses as well.
Yeah.
So, she's going to put me on the top spot next time she's coming. So, I need to improve my German. And please, everyone, reply in German. Please don't reply in English. Reply, make your comment in German. Whatever question you have, whatever thing, whatever commentary you have, please write it in German. I understand if you're making comment from outside of Germany, understandable. But if I check your location and you're in Germany and you're commenting in English, we probably will have a problem. Yeah.
Oh, that's a threat to the viewers.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So thanks a lot. I think you've had a wonderful conversation. And, I think you've also helped our audience, and me as well, not to feel, demotivated when our other audience say you should learn German, you should improve your German. So guys, don't worry, we would improve our German. We wouldn't complain about not speaking German anymore. Conflicting conversation, but I think it's unique and important to also learn German as well. That I totally agree on.
Yes, definitely.
So I think one of the important reasons we had you here also is to also help people get motivated to learn German, find a way, get aims and ideas on how they can improve on the German.
Yeah.
And also, show people out there that, we want to fully integrate into the society, be an expat here, be an immigrant as well. Doesn't mean you don't want to integrate, you don't want to learn German. This is also a good opportunity for them to get some hints and ideas on how to do it. Yeah. So thanks a lot for sharing your experience.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks a lot for sharing, ideas on how to improve. And thanks a lot for your words of encouragement, basically. So we would love to have you here again.
Definitely.
Yeah, at least, I promise, my German will be better than fingers crossed.
I feel like I should bet money because should not be that I should be next time I don't make anything.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not a betting man, so
there will maybe a challenge that if you can't speak German by the next time, what should you do?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah. What should I do?
So you look for 5 German cities, and so you guys have a street podcast, right?
Yes.
So you go host a street podcast there for a week. So you go for a week spray.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I can go with that challenge. Yeah. Chris, please, we just need to make sure she does not come back anytime soon, though. No. I think I accept the challenge, basically. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I would improve on my German, but it's not going to be better than your dad's German, though. So I think we're going to be in the same ballpark. So
I would actually be happy with that.
Yeah. So that will be fine, right?
Yeah. I hope Chris doesn't hinder you now from learning German, because it's actually profitable to him if you don't learn it now. So thanks a lot, and I appreciate you.
So guys, thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, remember to follow, remember to like. We are across every social media, every platform. We're in TikTok, we're in Instagram, we're on Twitter. What is there anything that you guys use apart from TikTok and Instagram?
Are you guys on Snapchat?
Yeah, okay, we're on Snapchat as well. Yeah, I mean, I'm not so old, guys. Chill, right? So we're on Snapchat. And please subscribe on YouTube. That's very important to us as well.
Yeah.
Follow, like, and share. We would appreciate it as well. And please comment so we keep it communicative.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot again.
Oh,
and we would like to see you soon as well.
Sure.
All right, awesome.
All right, guys. Ciao.
Ciao.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen.
No, we need to practice that now before we close this.
Okay.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Yeah.